I'm Chef Ryan. Welcome to another Urban Chiswick training video. Today we're going to be talking about knife sharpening skills. Here at Urban Chiswick, we have a lot of different knives that the restaurant has purchased that are available for you to use as your tools. And obviously, a lot of the time, knives don't function as well because they're not very sharp. Today we're going to go over the tools we have in the restaurant, how to utilize those tools to keep your knives sharp. So before we even start with sharpening a knife, the first thing we always want to do every day is hone our knife. Honing is a lot different than sharpening. Essentially, when you hone a knife, you're thinking the knife got dull because the blade has rolled over at the microscopic level and the sharp point of the blade isn't actually what's being used to cut with. So that's where we use a honing steel. We have one just like this in the building. This one is a ribbed honing steel. You can see it has little lines down it and it has a slightly rough texture to it. There's also steels that are smooth and polished. They make ceramic ones and diamond ones. To use a honing steel effectively, it doesn't have to be a flashy thing. The easiest way to do it is take the point of the steel and just push it right down into a cutting board. Then you want to take the knife and you want to set the sharp part of the blade closest to the heel of the knife against it. And you want to hold the knife normally at a 20-degree angle is what most companies are going to sharpen them at. And you're just going to bring the entire knife along the steel all the way from heel to toe. And it doesn't take a lot of pressure. What's happening is at such a microscopic level, you really want to let the knife and steel just do their work. So what this is going to do is going to unroll that edge and put your knife blade back in line so that it's going to seem sharper to you. And it's going to be an easier tool to use. Alternatively, we do have one of these for honing as well. And essentially how these work is inside there's two little pieces of metal that just cross each other, and you're going to end up running the knife right down the middle of them. And for these, you hold the knife with the tang upside down, place the knife in there, and you run it right along, and that will hone it as well for you. Sometimes you do have to actually sharpen the knife, and by sharpen, when we use that term, it means using a stone or a grinding wheel, and it's actually going to remove metallic material from the edge, and it's going to recreate the actual edge bevel and truly sharpen your knife. So we have this unit here at Urban Chiswick, and I'm showing you the front of it. When you use it, it goes this way, and you'll notice there are two angled channels, and then there's the one perpendicular channel. This one perpendicular channel is actually another honing channel, and it's the two angled ones that are for sharpening the knife, and there's a grinding wheel inside of there. So it does get a little loud when I turn it on. So what we're going to do is, once we turn it on, we're going to put the knife in, and we are going to actually apply some pressure to it this time. And then we're going to slide the knife straight back so you get an even pull across the entire belly of the knife blade. And we're going to do each channel 3 or 4 times, and then we'll re-hone it. So again, a decent amount of pressure, nothing crazy, but you want to make sure that stone and knife are really touching each other. Just going to hone it a couple times, and now we have a really sharp knife edge, and that's really all there is to it. I personally have a set of higher end knives. Over the years, I find I only have to sharpen them about once every 2 years, but I end up honing them pretty much every day that I use them, sometimes multiple times a day. And you want to be careful not to over sharpen them, because eventually you are taking metal off there and you will wear the knife all the way back to where it has to be disposed of. So that's pretty much the very basics on how to keep your knives sharp at Urban Chiseling.